Hi, thanks for tuning in again. I found this picture on Pinterest and wanted to share it with you for a few different reasons. First, the corner designs are a really nice way to ease a transition from an oval opening to a rectangular frame. Also, it's a double mat with a lift between the two layers to add a little bit of depth and dimension. So it's a elegant but simple design, one that you should be able to sell your customers very easily, even the ones who might be a little bit afraid of design. And also, it's a great introduction to path trace. It's a pretty easy and quick project to kind of dip your toes in those waters. So let's get started and I'll show you how we do this. We'll start by adding our oval opening. Let's just assume that it's an 8 by 10. And let's do about 3¼ inch all the way around. Go ahead and change that to an oval there. There we go. And we'll change that to a triple mat. And we'll make the bottom layer just a little bit bigger, about 5/16. And the middle layer, we're going to make that fairly wide, fairly generous reveal. Let's do a little bit over 1/2 inch there. Okay, there we go. And you may notice in the picture that the mats are cut with reverse bevels. That's optional. We can do that or not. Okay, there we go. Now let's add a V-groove in. We've got the opening selected and just click on Add a V-groove. And the default distance is 1 inch. We'll just start with that and see how it looks. Okay, there we are. We're pretty close. So let's just go to Properties and make some adjustments here. And I'll need to start by attaching that to the mat opening. And now I'm going to bring it in a little bit. And right now the V-groove is right on the edge of the opening, which you could possibly do, but you're going to end up with some very, very sharp angles there that aren't going to work very well. It may cut through and the mat would probably end up delaminating at those very sharp points there. So we're going to bring that in just a little bit more, overlap it into the middle reveal. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've taken it as far as we can in Mat Designer, so we need to now take this into the path trace and clean things up a little bit. But at this point you can probably see where we're going with this, and you can see the design starting to come together. So let's go to the cut screen. Okay. And just to simplify things in path trace a little bit, I'm going to turn off cut the outside. That's just one less thing that we need to mess around with. Okay, we can take that into path trace by clicking the trace button up here. Okay, there we go. Now that we're in path trace, you'll see that all of the elements are color coded. The normal regular bevels are these blue, and the V-groove is the pink here. And if we click on this Set Bevels tab, we can look at each layer. You'll see that the bottom mat has that oval, the middle mat has that one, and then the top mat has this oval and the V-groove. Now we want to go into Trace and Draw because we need to get rid of these parts here of the V-groove and that outermost oval to create these corner elements. But if I were to do that at this point, I really can't, because if I click on something, any of these elements, and select delete, it's going to take away the whole thing. And fortunately, we have an undo button. So what I need to do is break these two things apart into their individual elements so that I can then go in and select just the parts that I want to get rid of. So to do that, I'll click on that oval there and hold down the Control key and then click on the V-groove. And over here, click on Break. And what that does is, At every intersection of one line with the other, it breaks that apart into the individual pieces. So now I can go in and easily clean things up. And to do that, I just click that, just select it, and then hit the delete key. Now, on the older versions of the wizard, it's a little bit different. You would go over here and click on an action, say an erase button, and click on that. And then as you click on any of the elements here, it will perform that action. It's a little bit different in the newer version. So to make things a little bit faster and more efficient, I'm going to hold the control key and choose all of those 6 remaining pieces that I want to get rid of. And with everything selected, I'll click delete, and there we go. All right, that looks better, and I think you can see more of what we're going for now. Now at this point, all of these things here are just lines. The wizard doesn't know what they are or what we want to do with them. So first we need to join these together as individual elements. So I'm going to select that, Control, and click on Edit, and then Auto Join Segments. And now when I put my cursor on there, the entire thing turns white, and that tells me that everything is joined together. Okay, so now I need to tell the wizard how I want these cut and on which matte layer. So we'll do that in Set Bevels. So going down to the bottom layer, we're already set. We didn't do anything with that. Then on the second layer, we've got this oval, and we want to cut these 4 corner pieces on this second matte layer also. So with that second layer selected, we'll go up here. We'll go up here actually, and click on that, and click on the 45-degree bevel. This is just the regular bevel. We could do a reverse bevel also if we wanted to, or cut it as a V-groove. And you see it turns blue. So that tells me that that worked. Everything's good. Okay, so there we go. And this is kind of like the cut screen. You see what will cut on each layer. And that third layer now has nothing on it. There's really no need for it. We don't need it. We can just remove that, and we're now at a double layer matte. Let's take that into the cut screen, and it should be ready to cut. And a good way to just do a quick double check is to take a look at it and then go to the different layers and see what will cut. And everything looks perfect, and you're ready to go. So there you go. There's your first easy, simple path trace project done.